Oh, this is so comfy. Not really, but we'll pretend it is.
Let's try that again. Hello everyone, I am Millie and I am the owner of Move with Millie on my Instagram. Check out my socials here. Basically, this is my first ever YouTube video, so I don't know how it's gonna go. I feel like I'm a little bit scared because I don't know if it's gonna be good or not, but I'm excited. And yeah, so today I'm going to be talking all about who I am, why I've started a YouTube, and kind of just like my life leading up to the point of now, if I'm being honest. But I've got a few questions on my phone, so if I'm looking at my phone, that is why. But I am just going to be discussing kind of just like my life, why I've become, like why I've gone into the fitness industry, what I do, and what I hope to aspire to do in the future. So my first question I've got down is, who am I and what do I do? So I've created an Instagram page called Move with Millie because I aspire to be a personal trainer. I am not technically qualified as a personal trainer. I am a gym instructor, but I'm about one assessment away from being a personal trainer. So hopefully I can get that done in the next month. But because of COVID, I wasn't able to finish my course because I needed to have a gym setting to finish my course in. I am about to become a qualified personal trainer, and from there I will build my business with Move with Millie, which I had hoped would become my brand and my brand name. I have started the account Move with Millie on Instagram. It was about maybe a fair few months ago now, and I am honestly loving every second of it. And I love connecting with the community, and I've always loved being social and being out there and sharing what I have to think and what I have to say, and kind of just sharing my experiences as well. So that's where Move with Millie came from. But I am also studying nutrition science at Deakin University. So I am going to become a qualified nutritionist, and I'm hoping to do the Masters of Dietetics. So I will hopefully become a dietitian. I also want to do sports dietetics because I feel like it would integrate with the personal training so well, and everything would just kind of link up with that. So I think that if I could become a sports dietitian and link it with my personal training, I could build a brand and a business that could go really far with that, because there are a lot of people who do personal training and they go very far, but they don't have that backstory of nutrition. And I think that in the fitness industry, like, nutrition is 80% of your health. You know, it's 80-20. I always say that yes, working out does so much for your body, but your nutrition and what you put in your body is basically like your body. Like you are made up from what you eat. So as the saying says, you are what you eat. I totally believe in that. But yes, so that's who I am. What is my next question that I've got down? What I studied at high school and why I wanted to get into the fitness industry. So I studied a few things in high school. Predominantly, I loved health and human, and I really loved food tech because my mum's a food tech teacher, and I have always loved and had a passion for food. And I think I was never going to go into nutrition science basically until the end of my year 12 years. I had always been really interested in psychology and becoming a psychologist. I feel like every young Australian girl who does like 3-4 psych in year 11 is like, oh, I want to become a psychologist. And look, I was one of those girls, but I'm not anymore. I'm not saying it's a bad thing at all, but I feel like everyone's kind of been there. So I studied food tech, and I did French, I did English, I did health and human, I did food tech, I think I've already said that. I did psychology as well, and further, sorry. I said food tech twice, but I really loved food tech. Me and my mum would literally have so many discussions at home because she would help me study, and it really helped. But we would have so many discussions about the food industry and kind of how it's been shaped today. And she had a big influence on me on what I wanted to end up studying, because I really loved her passion for food. And I think from there, I kind of grew a passion and a love for it, but I never thought I would ever go into a science-based study because I have never loved chemistry or biology. I loved learning about it and I loved learning the information, but retaining it and having to be tested on it, it was not my thing. I was definitely not good at that type of thing. So having thought of even doing biochemistry in university, I just never even fathomed the idea. So I never really thought about nutrition science until probably the end of my year 12 kind of year, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a go. If I really hate it, I can swap degrees and I can do something else. But that led me into doing nutrition science, and I fell in love with the degree so far. I only have one more year left. It's a 3-year course, and I have loved every minute of it, except for a couple units. But other than that, like, it's been so educational. I just loved every second, learning about new things, learning and applying it to my own life, which I think has really helped, and able to, you know, help others as well, even just from learning some of my stuff in my degree, learning and being able to apply it to other people and their situations and my situations has been something I've really loved doing. So that's kind of how I got into my nutrition side. So I hadn't always wanted to be a sports dietitian until probably this year, but I have always loved nutrition. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I'm very lucky that I found out that I wanted to do sports dietetics quite early on, because a lot of people leave a degree without knowing what they want to do afterwards. So I'm quite lucky that I found out that I knew exactly what I wanted to do so young, and I have so many opportunities and life experiences that I still have to come in my life. COVID has definitely been a bit of a slap in the face, but that's okay, because what my next kind of topic was, what I was going to talk about, was why and how did I become a personal trainer and what made me fall in love with the fitness industry. So lockdown, so I live in Melbourne, and we are known to be the longest lockdown in the whole entire world. That's so crazy that I've been in lockdown for 2 years. 2 years, that's crazy to even think about, and to think that's normal for me now is just, sorry, having a bit of a crisis here. But lockdown has been a blessing and a curse. A curse in the fact that I have missed out on my first 2 years of my 20s, early, adult life, but, I can't really complain. I've had a really good up and down. I've had very ups and downs, but majority of these last 2 years, I have really found me, and I have really come to the conclusions of basically what I want to do in my life. And I have to actually thank lockdown for that, because I don't think I would have found exactly what I wanted to do so early on if I didn't have the time to really reflect on what I enjoyed and really had time to work on myself. So basically the longest lockdown that Melbourne had was about 110 days or something like that. I can't remember, but it was 6 months or something of just pure straight lockdown, the hardest that people have been through. And I think with that came the most self-development that I had for basically my whole life. I was very much had to just focus on myself. I still live at home with my parents, so I was very lucky that I had a garage with weights, and I did have a space that I could go out every single day and kind of fall in love with working out. So I've always been active. I've played sports. I've played netball. I've done swimming. I've done gymnastics when I was really, really young. I play football. So I'm a really active person. I have always loved the gym. I got through a phase in year 10 where I was going every single day, and I was wanting to get the gains, but I realized that at that age, that was probably just too much for what I was going through at the age of 16. It was just way too much for me. And I think because I was going so much at such a young age, I just found a hatred towards it, and I really just didn't like working out at all. And because of that, I kind of just didn't want to go anymore, and I went, fuck it. I was like, I don't want to do this. Then we go through, year 12, I'm going a little bit, but I'm focusing on my studies. And then we go out of I finish high school and I start my uni, and then we kind of go into lockdown. So I had probably 1 week on campus before we went into lockdown, and it was all online. So I think the only escape that I got from online learning was going outside and working out, and my love grew again, and I really developed that love and drive and passion for working out and focusing on my health and well-being instead of just, you know, my looks. It was more about getting stronger and doing it for me instead of the idealization of the gym girl, or, you know, something, or like making the body the ideal body type. And I want to do that now, but I have a much better foundation of love for going to the gym and working out before I have those like expectations put on me. I then did 2 8-week programs by Sarah's Day, and I honestly, because of that, I was building a routine of working out every day. I had my rest days, I had the days that I had to push myself and the days that I needed to rest a little bit more, and building that routine of working out nearly every day, and not even excessively hard workouts. It really taught me how to listen to my body when recovering and pushing myself. And because of that routine, and because I developed that kind of intuition to push myself harder, I kind of loved that feeling. It was kind of like a rush. It was, you know, how hard can I push myself? How far can I go with this? And I have always been really, really outgoing, and people I would go out and do like little workouts with a couple of people just outdoors while we could. And they were like, you would make such a good personal trainer. You know, you really know what you're doing. And I said, why not? You know, what have I got to lose? You know, I love like talking to people. I love kind of, let's say, I love yelling at people. I love bossing people around. I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm a bit bossy, as my parents and my family could probably tell. So from there, I enrolled in my fitness course at Australian Fitness Academy, and from then I've completed my Cert 3 in fitness, so I'm a qualified gym instructor. So I do work at a gym called EKK, and I absolutely love it. I love the people, I love the community that we have there, and I just really love the gym setting. And just, there are different types of gyms that you can work at, because I've definitely seen a very much gym bro style at specific gyms, or you know, very kind of a toxic side of the gym, and I've definitely seen that working in the industry. But there are gyms like my gym that is really centered on community based and like building that community, which is what I love about the fitness industry to a point. And then you have obviously the bad side, but that's like with everything. I feel there's always a bad side and a really good side. So I'm just lucky enough to be a part of the good side, and I love making people feel better. And I have a lot of clients say that they have really enjoyed my classes because I push them to their limits, but not to the point where they hate me. Like some clients may say they hate me, but look, I think they personally love it. But that's kind of how I got into personal training, and why I started wanting to become a personal trainer, and where I've gone from here. So now I have just the Cert 4 to finish, which is really annoying because I would have finished about 6 months ago, but I've been sitting on it for, you know, a while because of COVID. So thank you, pandemic, but that's fine. We get through it. So then I've got experiences with body issues and kind of like how I've gone about that. So as I said, when I was 16, I was really focused on kind of what I looked like. I am lucky enough that my experiences with body issues hasn't gotten to a point of where I've hurt myself because of it. So as in like I've hurt how I've treated my body, and like I haven't gone down a path of an eating disorder, which disclaimer, I have absolutely no qualifications to talk on, so I'm not going to go down that side of things. But I'm quite lucky that I haven't been through that experience. But I definitely would say that being in the fitness industry, you definitely do have those, not expectations, but you do always see those images of the perfect body, and it's always changing. But I think it's now focused I focus myself on, instead of body wise, instead of the way that I look, it's the way that I feel and how training makes me feel instead of the way that it makes me look. Like, obviously the look side of it is such a, you know, it's an addition, and it's a nice addition, but I wouldn't say it's the primary focus of my training. I was really lucky to have that foundation and have lockdown really provide a sense of relief and a kind of different way of looking at working out than from when I was young, and the way that I would train so much in order to fit this ideal body image that was just so unattainable for me. And I just don't think that I would have ever gotten the image that I wanted when I was so young, especially with hormones, and you're going through puberty, and it was just not something that I, you know, even thought about. But it was just because it was so in my face when I was so young. I just kind of was obsessed with it, and that led to the hatred of going and working out. But now, because I have such a love and I built that foundation from basically, like, it's like a pyramid, you know, like you have to have a sturdy foundation in order to build up. And if you don't have that, that pyramid's going to crumble so quickly. And I found that with training when I was young, like, I did not have a foundation of like steady support that I could build up on. It was just basically like a wonky little base that went whoop and fell over. So I definitely think that now that I have that love for it, I think that's a big part of like my body issues and how I've shaped the way away from being very critical on what I look like to accepting myself and loving the way that I look, no matter what, if I fit the ideal body type or if I don't one day, because the natural part of life is not looking the same every day. It's not natural to look the same, because there are factors that affect your body, and you know, how much water content you have one day, how much you eat, how much you sleep, you know, all these things affect how your body can look. So, and that was a big part of understanding how that works and shaping the way that I look at myself and the way that I feel. That brings into like my next question, which was, what are my fitness goals currently and what I hope? So currently I am actually training to do a half marathon, and I would have never even thought I could run, you know, 10K. I'd never run 10 kilometers before. I have always been someone to be really high intensity. So I love my HIIT workouts. I love strength training, and I've always been really good at those two styles of training. And I used to play netball, and I am really good at running when I have to run after something. So if I had to sprint to a ball and get there, I would get there because it's running after something. But I have never loved long distance running where I've got nothing to go for and I'm just running. That has not been me. I hate it. I'm not fast. I know I'm not fast. So I think because I'm not fast and I'm comparing myself to other people who are runners and they've been really good at running, I've always said to myself, you're shit, you might as well not try, you know, you don't even bother. But I found that setting a goal, such as my half marathon, has significantly improved my mindset towards running. And so my current goals are to complete a half marathon without stopping. So yes, I've got a training plan. I am doing the Nike run guide, like the guided runs, and I'm doing 2 interval trainings, I'm doing 2 recovery days, and then I have 1 long run. I couldn't believe, but I ran my first ever 15K the other day, and it was insane. Don't get me wrong, I died. I literally had to stop and walk probably 50 meters and then start again a couple of the times at the very end of my run. Because realistically, I knew, I was like, I don't think I can keep going right now. But for me to run 15 kilometers, that's crazy, because I've never been able to run 50. I've never even run 10 kilometers until 3 weeks ago. So for me, that was an insane effort. And that's only like, I still have like a month or 2 left before my actual half marathon. So as I was saying, I'm not focusing on pace. I'm predominantly just focusing on not stopping. As I had in my 15K, I did stop. So I'm like, I really just don't want to stop, and that is my goal. And then once I have finished my 15Ks, I hope to then again go back into weight training and really build muscle that I have lost, because of lockdown and because of running. Like, yes, it's toning me up, but it's definitely, I'm not, I've definitely seen some changes because I don't feel very strong sometimes, which is quite weird to feel because I'm usually a very strong person. So I definitely will be getting into weight training again once I finish. But yes, that is me. That is my story. That is where I am at currently in my life. I will be hoping this channel will be a kind of outlet of everything, health, fitness, lifestyle, basically everything about my life I kind of want to put out there on YouTube, because I love watching other people talk randomly. I don't even know anyone, but I just love watching people's videos just talk about the most random things and go through their life normally. So I'm excited that I can use this as kind of a platform to grow, one, my business, my name and my brand out there, and hopefully you guys will come along with my journey of like my life and where I'll be going from here, because I know that now that lockdown's finishing, it's only ever going to go up from here. We've gone through a very dark patch in our Melburnian lifestyle, so hopefully this is the era of like beginning again. So I'm so excited to put this out there, and thank you so much for staying to the end of this video and just listening to me talk about myself, because I'm quite vulnerable doing this. But yeah, I'm really excited to see where this goes, and I can't wait for you guys to come along with me. So thank you for watching this video. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram and all my other socials as well. And have the best day, guys.